Hughes. In the theater, which inherits the dream of a young entrepreneur, people have been enjoying performances for 100 years. A mining town that once flourished with a state-of-the-art smelting technology. Today, the town is attracting worldwide attention for a new industry of recycling rare metals from recycled materials. A Western-style building stands in an exclusive residential area of Nagoya. It features orange tiles and a roof with an audacious design. The mansion was built about 90 years ago. The owner of the house was Sadayako Kawakami. She was Japan's first international actress. Sadayako, who was a popular geisha, married show promoter Otojiro Kawakami. She introduced Japanese performing arts to Western countries and gained popularity with the moniker Madame Sadayako. After her husband passed away, and having retired from the stage, Sadayako started living in this house together with her new partner. Her new partner was entrepreneur Momosuke Fukuzawa. The two had been drawn to each other in their younger days. Momosuke was the son-in-law of Yukichi Fukuzawa, a prominent man depicted on the 10,000 yen bill in Japan today. But Momosuke was a married man. It was very rare for a woman to have a profession and to be in a free love relationship in Japan during this era, when feudal customs still remained. At the time, Sadayako managed a silk textile company. Momosuke was involved in the electrical power business and would later be called Japan's king of electric power. Within the walls of this house, the two entertained famous persons from all walks of life and worked to promote their businesses. The house features many designs orchestrated by Sadayako with no expense spared. It is said that the bright red hibiscus portrayed on this stained glass represents Sadayako herself. But soon Momosuke fell ill, and he returned home to his family. The couple's life together came to an end after about 5 years. It was a love that burnt brightly for a brief period of time, 90 years ago. Roofs reminiscent of Japanese temples and castles on top of Western-style structures. Many such strange buildings started to appear around 1935. This period was a time of war for Japan. While the country started to go up against the great powers of the world, nationalism began to overheat within. This nationalism was also reflected in architecture, and these designs became popular during this period. But ironically, many of these buildings were eventually destroyed in World War II. Standing in the ruins, architects would have to pursue new forms of their dreams. This is a vision of the future of Tokyo, announced 16 years after the end of the war. A cityscape is designed around a highway extending out into the Tokyo Bay. This innovative and bold idea was conceived by architect Kenzo Tange. Designing metropolitan Tokyo was one of his lifelong themes.
建築家の領域を少し拡大しすぎたかもしれませんけれども、やはり建築というのは都市の中で考えていかなきゃいけないし、もうちょっと人間との関係がもうちょっと直接的な感覚的な人間との感覚が手で触れたり目で見たりというふうな、そういう人間との直接の関係があるような都市のデザインといいますか。オリンピック決定万歳。
In 1964, the Tokyo Olympics was held, which would become a symbol of Japan's post-war reconstruction. Tange tries to create a monumental stadium, which no one has ever seen before. He focused on strong and supple curves seen in cables of suspension bridges. The objective was to create a large, unobstructed space within the stadium. First, a cable is placed between two pillars. The many steel frames are hung from the cable to create a curved roof. The finished work proved that Japanese architecture had indeed reached the forefront of the world. Those who stepped into the stadium gasped at its splendor. From era to era, architect Kenzo Tange continued to explore the role which architecture plays within the city. These are the many faces of Tokyo that Tange left behind. 100 years after modern architecture, which began from emulating Western-style structures, this is the cityscape of Tokyo, created from a culmination of dreams and ideals for a new era. Kyoto, a city where ambience from yesteryear remains. In a corner of Kyoto, there is a building of modern architecture where young people get together. The building was built in 1928 and incorporates the Art Deco style, which was popular worldwide at that time. The building was originally used by a newspaper company. Architect Hiroyuki Wakabayashi says he was attracted to this building since he was young. When the building was no longer used, he could not bear to see it left to rot. So he bought the building in 1998 and refurbished it. And today, the third floor is a hall used for theater. The first floor is a gallery for contemporary art. The second floor and the basement are cafes.
レトロですけど、なんか新しいというか、なんか雰囲気があっていいと思います。
居心地がいいですよね、雰囲気。
その時代を生きてたわけではないですけど、なんか懐かしいなっていう感覚はよく持ちます。
やっぱりこう若い人たちがここへ来て、こんな建物があるんだということを知ってもらって、そうすると何十年先になってもですね、このビルっていうのは記憶の中で生き続けるかもわからないし、現実にまだ存在しているかもわからないし、街全体としてですね、何かの起爆剤といいますかにはなったんじゃないかな。
Modern architecture once had a major impact on the Japanese people. Along with the enthusiasm towards a new age, the Japanese gained durable building materials and construction techniques. And the concept of renovating and reusing old buildings, which never existed before, has also taken root in Japan. Keeping the old exterior and utilizing the interior for something new. This old building is today a stylish boutique. While injecting new life into old buildings, modern architecture continues to be a bridge for hope in the future.